What's up, Yankees Nation? Buckle up because today's update is loaded, electric, and honestly unmissable if you've been breathing every pitch, living through every high and low of this roller coaster of a season, then you already know. The Bronx Bombers never do anything halfway, and what just happened over in Cincinnati? That wasn't just baseball. That was redemption, fire, drama, and a whole lot of Bronx attitude. Let's start with the storm that turned into a statement. Because after back-to-back gut-punch losses against the Reds, the Yankees walked into the series finale with their backs against the wall. Fans were frustrated, the vibes were shaky, and a sweep, that was not an option. So who do you call when the ship starts rocking? You call the guy with ice in his veins and fire in his glove. You call Max Fried, and wow, did he deliver. 7 innings of near perfection, no earned runs, just for hits allowed, 7 strikeouts, no nonsense. Just pure domination. He stood tall on the mound, cool as ever, like he was born for this exact kind of pressure. This wasn't just another win in the column, this was a message. A reminder that Max Fried isn't just a big money signing, he's the anchor, he's the guy. 10 wins already on the season. The first pitcher in all of Major League Baseball to hit double digits in the W column. And here's what makes it even crazier, this was his 8th win coming right after a Yankees loss. Let that sink in. Every time the team needed to bounce back, Fried was there like clockwork, ready to be the storm breaker, but let's not pretend. He did it alone. This time, the offense came through. And not just bare minimum came through, they showed up swinging like they were on a mission. Right out the gate, Trent Grisham smoked a leadoff double and set the tone, and it didn't take long for Jasson Dominguez, our Martian, to jump into action too. Grisham followed up with an RBI single that opened the scoreboard, and from there, the bats just kept buzzing. Then came the 3rd inning. That's when things went from nice start to cinematic revenge arc. Jazz Chisholm Jr., still steaming from a questionable ejection the night before, walked up to the plate with a look that said it all. There was tension, there was fire, and on a juicy pitch from Brady Singer, Jazz unloaded 443 feet of revenge flying into the right field seats. And just in case anyone missed the message, he capped the trot around the bases with a cold, confident you're a step right in front of Chisholm-Trevino, the guy who stirred the pot the night before. That wasn't just a home run, that was personal. That was Jazz saying, you want to snitch, watch this. And Trevino couldn't do much but mumble easy, easy behind the mask. Maybe a smirk to maybe even a little respect, but we'll circle back to that whole Jazz-Trevino drama in a sec. For now, let's stay on this offensive eruption, because it didn't stop with Jazz's moonshot. Even with a couple of base-running mistakes, we saw you. Ben Rice, the lineup kept pushing. Anthony Volpe drove in another with a sacrifice fly. Judge did his damage. Stanton added an RBI ground out. It wasn't flashy, but it padded the scoreboard. That's what good teams do. They don't rely on just one guy to go nuclear. They stack pressure, force mistakes, and wear pitchers down inning by inning. And how about Grisham and Dominguez? Hub for hits each. That's not a typo. For hits. And Dominguez wasn't just swinging well, he was stealing bases like a veteran, hitting from both sides of the plate, and flashing the kind of dynamic, next-level energy this team has been missing for a while. You can feel his confidence growing game by game. This kid isn't just the future, he's very much the present. Even the bullpen, which had been shaky at times during this brutal 16-game stretch, finally put up a wall. Fernando Cruz, the 33-year-old rookie who refuses to be just a footnote, came in throwing flames and struck out the side in the 8th. That's the kind of stuff you need if you want to make a deep postseason run. Guys who can handle pressure, guys who refuse to blink. And JT Brubaker, cool, calm, and locked it down in the 9th. No drama, no nerves, just business. Now, let's talk about what this game really meant, because it's one win. It's against the Reds, but after 16 straight games without a break, after losing 9 of them, this finale was about more than just numbers. It was about proving that this team still has teeth, that they can take a punch and hit back harder, that Max Fried is more than just a name on a contract, he's a leader, a tone setter. And if Jarrett Cole doesn't come back in time, no worries, Fried's already saying, I got this. And now, after grinding through this stretch, the Yankees finally get a breather, a well-earned off day to reset, recharge, and get ready for a weekend series back in the Bronx against the Oakland A's. Will Warren gets the start on Friday. And let me tell you, he dominated earlier this season in Sacramento, and the teens banking on him to keep that same energy. First pitch, 7:05 p.m. Eastern. Yankee Stadium's gonna be rocking, but hey, let's circle back to the spark that lit up more than just the scoreboard, Jazz Chisholm Jr. Because that bomb he hit, that was way deeper than just another stat on the box score. That was a response. That was built-up emotion turned into action. Let's rewind real quick. The night before, Jazz gets ejected late in extra innings. Everyone's confused, fans, teammates, even the commentators. It looked spontaneous, like maybe he said something under his breath that crossed the line. But then, the video comes out, and who's right there, nudging the ump and pointing toward Jazz? Chisholm-Trevino, former Yankee, now wearing Cincinnati red, and with just one subtle move, he gets Jazz tossed. That clip made its way around the clubhouse, and you could see it in Jazz's eyes when he showed up the next day. This wasn't over, so when he stepped into the box in the third inning, the mission was crystal clear, and when he connected with that pitch, the sound off the bat said everything. The trot around the bases was slow, calculated, almost theatrical. And that "you're a step," that was Jazz's mid-drop. Now, let's be real, some fans love that flair. Some folks think it's too much, but this is Jazz Chisholm Jr. we're talking about. The guy wears his heart on his sleeve. He's not built to hold back. He plays with emotion, swagger. And yeah, sometimes that rubs people the wrong way. But on a team chasing championship number 28, that fire matters. You need guys who feel the moment, who don't forget, who play every inning like the world is watching. And credit where it's due, Aaron Boone backed him up from the jump. Before Jazz even got his payback at the plate, Boone told reporters they looked into the ejection and didn't like what they saw. He even admitted to being a little down on Trevi after that. And let's not forget these guys were teammates last year. There's history there, brotherhood. But sometimes brothers clash, and Jazz made it known he's not the type to let a slight go unanswered. Was it petty? Maybe. Was it excessive? Could be. But was it unforgettable? Absolutely. And that's the kind of theater only baseball can give you, where every pitch carries weight, and every personal rivalry adds fuel to the fire. Jazz didn't just hit a homer, he lit up the storyline, and in doing so, he reminded everyone watching that this Yankees squad isn't just talented, they're passionate, hungry, and not afraid to get a little spicy when the moment calls for it. But just when you think things can't get crazier, the trade winds start howling and all eyes turn to Bregman. Because after last night's game, right as the players were coming off the field, a buzz started building around the dugout. You could see guys on their phones, staff whispering, reporters scrambling to confirm, and then boom, the whispers became news. The Yankees are in advanced talks to acquire Bregman. Yeah, that Bregman. Astros villain, October menace, third base swagger king. That guy. And listen, I know what some fans are thinking. Bregman, really? That guy we've booed for years. The guy who danced around the plate with that 2017 Astros crew. Yeah, that's exactly the guy, and maybe that's why this is perfect. Because here's the thing, this Yankees team isn't just trying to build a stat sheet contender. They're building a war-ready, October-tested squad, and say what you will about Bregman. But the man shows up when it matters. He's been there. He's delivered in the biggest moments. And now, with his contract expiring and Houston pivoting toward youth, the door is wide open. From what we're hearing, the Yankees are ready to move. Everson Pereira is at the center of the package. He's had a strong bounce-back year in AAA, and the Astros like his upside. There's also buzz about Roderick Arias, a young shortstop prospect with big tools but years away from MLB impact. The Yankees are betting on now, and Bregman, even if it's a rental, fits the mold perfectly. You bring him in, slot him into third base, and suddenly this lineup gets that much scarier. You've got Judge, Soto, Stanton, Volpe, Jazz, Dominguez, and now Bregman. That's a lineup with power, speed, swagger, and playoff scars. That's a group built not just to win games, but to control moments. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. The MLB season is in full swing, but a seismic rumor is rumbling through the sports world, suggesting a potential cross-sport transfer that would send shockwaves far beyond the diamond. Whispers are growing louder about a truly audacious move. Could Los Angeles Angels superstar Mike Trout be heading to the NFL, specifically to the New York Yankees? Yes, you read that correctly. While it sounds like something out of a video game, the speculation linking one of baseball's greatest talents, Mike Trout, with a leap to professional football and landing with the Yankees, a team with no NFL affiliation, is gaining bizarre traction. Of course, the Yankees are a baseball team, and Trout is one of the most recognizable faces in MLB. Not the NFL. This rumor seems to be a curious conflation of facts. Perhaps an amusing misinterpretation or a deliberate fabrication for sensationalism. However, if we entertain the sheer absurdity for a moment, the hypothetical implications are staggering. Imagine Trout, with his legendary athleticism and power, somehow transitioning from center field to, say, a wide receiver or tight end. It's a fantastical notion. Pure locker room banter fueled by an imaginative fan base, but for now, it remains firmly in the realm of outlandish sports conjecture. The reality is that Trout remains a cornerstone of the Angels, and the Yankees are, well, still a baseball team in the Bronx. This particular shock remains nothing more than a vibrant, if nonsensical, ripple in the sports rumor mill. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.